Good morning and happy Friday. Back at you. Finance Friday. Here we go. So, we want to talk about today the ROI on leadership development. I'm looking over here because I have my notes over here on what I wanted to touch on. And so excited about what we're doing at Light Consulting and with core counts and all the things and how we really do develop our people and some of the things that I've learned in business when it comes to that. I hate the meme that says CFO says, what if we invest in our people and they leave? And the CEO says, what if we don't and they stay, or something like that? Because as a fractional CFO, people just assume CFOs are risks or don't like to spend money. Not true when it is actually has a return on the investment. So most of the CFOs that I know at that high level that have been doing this for some time know that spending money on your people is a good investment. Sometimes, but also as a consultant in leadership, I sometimes see people making choices to invest in training that isn't sustainable. So like, hey, come in for half a day and we're going to learn a topic that then we're going to forget in 2 weeks. So making sure that things are sustainable, and that's what Core Counts is all about. So we created something to help you with that. But I want to talk about the 4 things that to touch on with ROI of leadership development. So see your bottom line grow first off and foremost. The more you invest in your people, the more they're going to do. And I've talked about in the past, how do you get 110% out of people? And really, you let them know that they're safe, and then you give them free rein to do what you hired them to do. So trying to take out some of the bureaucracy and some of the obstacles in the way. So when you meet with your individual contributors, your team members, on a regular basis, the questions should be, how do I make you more effective in your job? That's our job as leaders. Our job is not to do their job for them. It's not to tell them exactly how to do their job. It's to coach them and guide them, because if you're always telling them what to do, a phrase I say often is, if you're always solving their problems, you'll always be solving their problems. So investing in that improves your bottom line and your top line. So my team is crazy phenomenal, and I am just incredibly blessed to have them. And this week we got to celebrate our biggest month yet in September. So we're just rolling, and we do that through investing in people. So Carrie did the West Fargo, or the FMWF, the Chamber's leadership program last year. Drew has an individual coach in Jody Heilman that just pours into Drew and helps her be successful in her role. Bryce is looking at opportunities that he wants to do as far as learning and growing. So investing in those people makes them think that that they're valuable, and that we're willing as business owners and leaders to spend money on their development. So it actually increases your top line, your bottom line, by investing in the training for your team, the team development. It also creates the good employees that you want to keep. So thinking of what we're going through right now, we went to this HR conference, the North Dakota SHRM conference in Bismarck a few weeks ago, and everybody's number one problem is workforce. Like if you don't have that problem, you should just praise God right now, because you are one of the very, very few that do not have a workforce problem. Even like our small business has a little bit of that, and then helping our clients that are in bigger business, some have up to 80 job openings. Like, let's be honest, that's a big deal. So making sure that you're retaining the people you do have. Michelle Colmer at the Chamber event this week spoke about the Great Pause, and which is causing part of the Great Recession, and understanding that people took time to reflect and think about things and what's important to them. So how do you be that employer of choice so that people want to work for you? So investing in them, increasing your employee engagement, taking them to a Twins game or IKEA, doing whatever it is, so that they can pause and stop working so darn hard and know that they're a human being and that they have needs and that you care about that. So that's number 2. Take action with intentional strategy. So one thing that we do is we want people to grow and develop. So we say intentionally. So we say, what is it that you want to learn and grow this year? What are some things that we can do? We are almost in Q4 here, so we need to relook at that and be like, so did you do it, or do you need to do it here in the last 90 days and get them done so that these people that I have the opportunity to work with can continue to learn and develop, and then effectively deal with change. So the one thing constant in our life is change. So we know that tomorrow is going to look different than today. And sometimes as human beings, when I was at the Dave Ramsey conference in Maine, they talked about it's not that humans are scared of change or resist change. It's they resist the unknown. So if we can create some clarity within a framework as leaders, then the change is not so scary. So some people are more naturally adaptive to change than others. You can find that out in the Myers-Briggs personality type, but everybody's okay with change. Obviously they are, because they have survived X number of years here on earth and all the things change all of the time. So they will survive change. It's just how do you manage and lead through that? And by investing in your people, in them as themselves, they're going to have an easier adaptation to change. So keeping those things in mind when you're thinking about how do I really get a return on investment with leadership training is thinking of how do I get them to be more creative thinkers? How do I show them that I'm investing in them so that they can be more confident in their role, so they're making decisions, doing all the things so that I don't have to do them? When it comes to decision making specifically, and then how do they effectively deal with change? So those are some of the things. And actually, funny, Drew asked me to talk about this today because we have Light Leaders coming up. It's an 8-week program that we meet once a week for 90 minutes. By the second half or the last few meetings will be in our new beautiful space in West Fargo. So we're so excited to be part of that community. And what Light Leaders does is it really walks you through who you are and how do you become your best self and how do you use the who you are to do that. Everybody who's gone through the program it's just been fun to watch them grow and shine, even those who went through their program 2 years ago. I know I tried to get one of my clients on camera yesterday when he was talking about a leader that went through it about 18 months ago, and now he's talking about how she's really stepped up and she really has the tools that she needs to be a good leader, and that just the continuous feedback in that, and then being the launching pad. So if you're looking for some way to grow or develop yourself or your team, it's a really inexpensive way to come together with a few other people. It's intended to be a small, intimate group so that we can be open and honest and learn more about yourself and how you can just be more effective and leader. Learn these things, basically how to adapt to change, how to lean into the great human that God created you to be. Anywho, have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.